Arts. My name is Matt Reynolds. I'm the theater manager and resident lighting and sound designer for the Department of Theater Arts. This is our brand new facility, the Center for the Arts. Most likely you will come in through these doors into our foyer from our parking deck, or parking lot, excuse me, across the street, across from Starbucks and Jimmy John's. You see our wonderful stone arch, which matches the stonework around the outside of the building, which is all local limestone. And it's very lovely. The theme of the building is revolving around the local landscape, not particularly Las Cruces, but New Mexico in general. And so this is what's called the arroyo. So a dry, open riverbed that when it rains, it floods and fills with water. So we have our colored cement that shows the flow of the water, our curved balconies with the blue railings, again showing the themes of water. And throughout the building you see these earth tones that match the landscape of Las Cruces. Here we are on the second floor of the arroyo, which is where we have our classrooms. We have our large classroom, 209, which is primarily the district of art history. Art history moved into this building with us. They have an office suite up on the third floor, and they teach all the art history classes, or most of them, out of this large classroom. We also have the design lab, where we teach lighting design, costume design, scenic design, also theater management and stage management. And we also have our sound lab, where we teach sound design. Beyond that, we have our rehearsal hall, where we teach all of our acting classes. And it's where we rehearse our shows. We rehearse our shows 5 nights a week, from 6 to 10 p.m. The rehearsal hall is covered in glass. The whole room is surrounded by glass, both on the inside of the building and the outside. The point being that we are trying with this building to let people into the creative process, let people see how theater develops from the rehearsal stage to the building stage to the actual creation of the art and manifestation on stage.
McMahon. I'm the costume shop manager. We're mostly really pleased with natural light, which is something that costume shops typically don't have. You tend to find them in the basement in the dark. And so to have this much natural light makes it a step above just about any other costume shop in the world. It's a nice open space. It's well organized. They planned every inch of it to be efficient for us. There's no wasted space in any of it, which is exciting because we tend to accumulate a lot of stuff. We have a real fitting room now. We used to send people back, behind the washing machines or something to change clothes. This is a much more professionalized space that's planned specifically for what we do. In order to do our jobs efficiently, it's easier to be in a space that was actually designed with what we do day to day in mind. So we have an industrial dye vat that allows us to dye large volume groups at one time. It gets extremely hot. It's a steam jacketed soup kettle is what it really is. But for us it works for dyeing in large amounts. We also then had to bring over our old washing machine because the new high efficiency machines you can't dye in because they won't fill up. There's no way to outsmart them. They're smarter than we are. So they're great for doing laundry for shows, but we needed one less intelligent model to continue to dye in. But our resident designer, Deb Brunson, dyeing is just intrinsic to how she produces her art on stage, and so it was really important to us to be able to have a really good setup in order to do that easily. We have burners over here for cooking small amounts for our students, all the way up to our high processing dye vat here, so that was also very exciting for us.
Welcome to the prop and paint shop. We are just behind the stage. Those giant doors over there lead straight onto the stage. We have a loading dock door. We actually build all our sets over at the scene shop, the same scene shop we've had, over on the opposite corner of campus. So when we're done building the show, we load it in through these loading doors and we assemble it here so we can roll it onto the stage. Welcome to the theater. This is the Mark and Stephanie Medoff Theater. Right now we're standing on the stage, a relatively large stage with a single purchase closed circuit line set rigging system. It's where we fly in all these pipes, load them with instruments and scenery and soft goods and all things like that, and fly them out. All the lighting inventory you see right here is all, except for the movers, the 2 movers, is all brand new that came with the new space. So we have I think about 200 Source 4 instruments. We have LED cyc lights, we have LED strip lights, lots and lots of LEDs to work with, which gives us high efficiency, low wattage, and plenty of color use. They're very up to date. LEDs are the cutting edge of theater lighting. This one right here is supporting a cable cradle that holds the cable, the socket cable, the thick cable for this electric. The theater, technical theater, was originally manned by sailors. So a lot of our techniques and a lot of our terms come from sailing and from ships, such as the stage is called the deck. These are belay pins, just as you would see on a ship. Rigging ropes, as you would see on a ship. And all sorts of other things. Our soft goods, the way they're flown, the battens, batten down the hatches. These pipes are called battens, so batten down the hatches. All sorts of things that you wouldn't expect to find in a theater come from the nautical world. In our audience chamber, we have 466 seats. The seats themselves are made of a thick, dense foam. The most sound-absorbent material known to man is the human flesh, so we try to make the seats as dense a foam as possible so that when we're rehearsing on stage, when there's nobody in the audience, it sounds exactly the same as when we have 466 people in here. The seats are in a relatively random color pattern. That is so that if they were all, say, the same color, if they were the same color red, if you had a half-filled house and you started looking around and you see a big swath of red, you would think, wow, there's nobody at this show. But with this multicolored pattern going on, you could have a half-filled house and still think it's a pretty full house. All around the rear of the audience chamber, you have these acoustical panels, which are also a thick, dense foam that have this lovely sort of abstraction of a mountainscape. Those are again to absorb sound. There are as many absorbent and twisted and curved surfaces in the facility as possible so that it has its own unique reverberation, so it sounds acoustically unique, and also so that it doesn't have too much slapback. So the audience, the actors talking here don't speak and you hear the actors speaking twice because it's bouncing off the walls. One notable thing about our seating in this space is that even though we have 150 more seats than we had in the Herschel Zone Theater, we have half the distance from the last row to the stage as we did in the Zone. So it's really an intimate space. It feels really intimate and close to the action, even with the grandeur of our proscenium and our murals and our stage opening. So it's really a well-designed space in the sense of feeling close but getting the grandeur at the same time. And up top we have our catwalks next to the mural painted by Meg Seligman. The chandeliers are also painted by, designed by Meg Seligman. They fly in about 10 to 12 feet. So that when the audience comes in, they're flown in and you can see them and they're all pretty and at different levels. And then when it's time for the show to start, they'll fly out. They're inspired by the Metropolitan Opera. They have similar chandeliers that operate like that. We call them umbrellas or flower petals or jellyfish chandeliers, pendants. They have all sorts of names. The mural itself was designed from when Meg visited Las Cruces. She took a lot of photos of the area and of people in the area. So every person that's pictured up there is a person that she actually took a photo of when she was here visiting. On the second floor and third floor we have our exterior balconies. We have 3 of them, small, medium, and large, where we can host events, receptions. Our opening night reception is going to take place with all 3 of them. Anytime that performances are coming in here, we'll open those doors and people can go out and stand on the balconies and look out and see the beautiful landscape. You have gorgeous views of the mountains from here. And on the third floor, from the exterior balcony and from various rooms around the building, you can see the amazing views of Las Cruces. Here we are on the outside of the facility. This is the southeast corner. This is where most of our students come in because the horseshoe is right there. The Honors College is there. The music school is there. The rest of campus is all in that direction. So most of our students come in from this beautiful, beautiful corner. Above us is this big glass cube that we see, which is the rehearsal hall, as we saw from the inside. We have these aerodynamic airfoils, light foils on the outside of the building. No, that's not to hang things from. Those are designed like shades, except they're horizontal. You see a lot of, again, the natural local stonework, the local limestone from the area. We wanted to wrap that stonework all the way around the building, but hey, we didn't have enough money for that. So we have this sort of adobe-style masonry going on the other half of the building. Now, a lot of people have said, what's with the tiles and what's with the green and the red? There's been a lot of comments about the color schemes of the building. Well, I'll tell you, the green and red make so much sense. Even the folks from New York got it right. Even if on first glance you don't like it, it's for the red and green chilies of New Mexico. Are you going red or are you going green? Are you going from the red entrance or the green entrance? It's all up to you. So again, it pulls back to New Mexico and how we are here and what it's about this place that matters, that we want to bring into our theater.